This is an Xbox 360 that I just got in, that I broke down. It was an Elite. I'm gonna cut it on and show you guys that it has the 3 red lights, as you can see. Okay, we're gonna fix it using the heat gun method. And just to show you guys that I didn't swap the Xboxes out, I'm gonna write on it. Okay, we're gonna write P75 on the drive, P75 on the Xbox 360 motherboard. Okay, I'm gonna come back and put the same drive and the same motherboard, and as you can see, it has the 3 red lights flashing. Okay, now that we have the Xbox 360 broken down, what we're going to do now is we're going to heat gun each side for 4 minutes. First, we're going to flip the Xbox 360 motherboard over and have the end hanging off. So, because you don't want to have it up here and have it wobbling. So you're going to put the end, and this is just the chassis. So you're going to put the end at the end of the chassis, the end of the motherboard, at the end of the chassis. And basically, it's going to be flat, so that way it won't wobble. And you want to heat gun the bottom first, then flip it over and heat gun the top, so that the GPU and the CPU solder points melt back to the bottom of the Xbox 360 motherboard. Okay, when we heat gun the motherboard, we're going to focus on 2 points. We're going to focus on the GPU and the CPU. And we're going to get everything else around it, and the little graphic chips and the whatnots, but we're just going to focus basically on these two. Okay, we're going to heat gun it for 4 minutes, but focusing on mainly these two. We're going to heat gun in a circular motion, you know what I mean? Not directly on it. You'll see as I heat gun it. Okay, now we're going to flip the Xbox 360 motherboard over. And you're going to want to put on some gloves, or at least grab a towel, because by now the motherboard is hot, you know what I mean? So I'm going to use a glove. I'm just going to turn it over. You know, nothing spectacular. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And now we're going to heat gun this side of the Xbox 360 for about 4 minutes like we did the other side. So get your timers ready. And remember to focus on the GPU and the CPU in a circular motion, and on the other components, just go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, side to side, side to side, side to side. Come back to the GPU and the CPU and do those two in a circular motion. Okay, after we're done with that, you're going to want to let the Xbox 360 sit for about, I would say, at least 6 hours. So at least 6 hours you want to let the Xbox 360 sit, and you can just leave it just like it is now. and put it out of the way. Make sure you don't drop it, because right now the components are very fragile. And this thing is steaming hot, okay? So basically you're going to want to let it sit out of the way of anybody touching it or whatnot. Now I'm going to pause the tape, and I'm going to come back in 30 minutes, and we're going to put it back together and see if it works. Okay, here we go. It's been about 6 hours later, and now what we're going to do is we're going to put our thermal paste on, and we're going to put our screw set that we purchased from xboxslave.com. Okay, and I'm just going to cut the end of it, and I'm going to take it and squeeze a little drop out onto the GPU and the CPU. You can use anything to rub the thermal compound on it. You don't need a lot. Just make sure you cover the top of it and get around the outside edges. And I'm going to do this for the other chip. Small dab, another dab. And xboxslave.com's they give you enough that you can do this 2 or 3 times. So don't throw your thermal compound away, because you might need to use it again. You never know. You don't want to overdo it, you know, just a little bit. You know, get around the edges. Got a little bit too much. Wipe some off. Okay, now we're going to put our heat sinks back on. That's pretty much it. I'm going to see if it works. Okay, after we put the heat sinks back on and put the fan cover back on, I'm going to pop on the modulator, plug up the power supply, and grab the AV cable. Now let's see if it works. As you can see, no more red lights. And just to show you, you remember the number was P75. That's the number that we put on the board. No more red lights. Let's cut it off. And that is how you fix an Xbox 360 using the heat gun method. And you're going to need a pack of washers and a screw set that you can purchase at xboxslave.com.